Whataburger Field here in Corpus Christi, Texas. The site today of the NPF on ESPN, presented by USSSA. The Akron Racers and the USSSA Pride getting set to battle here on a doubleheader. Andrew, welcome you to our broadcast. So glad to have you with us today alongside Barbara Jordan. I'm Bernie Gunther. Barbie, take a look at the Pride right now, a 5-1 record. They're tied with the Chicago Bandits atop the NPF standings, but it's early in the season. But these are the games you need to win if you're going to try to win a regular season championship.
Well, the Racers showed us last night when they knocked off the Bandits that anybody can beat anybody in this league. The Pride today really has to go all out in order to take two from the Racers.
Well, one of the biggest sights that we'll see today, there's great stars all around the NPF, but particularly in this game, we see two great first basemen.
Well, these two not only have great gloves, they're able to read the defensive situations. But to make it in this league, one thing you have to be able to do, and that's hit.
Well, we'll start with the Akron Racers. They now have Charlotte Morgan on her team, and she is a former USSSA Pride member, and man, did she get after her former team last night.
Well, that had to feel good. In her second at-bat, she went opposite, and she did it off the great Kat Osterman.
And on the other side for the USSSA Florida Pride, probably the biggest pickup for them was Gianna DeSalvatore. Man, was she outstanding last year for the Carolina Diamonds, and she's carried it on here this year.
DeSalvatore, 4 years at UCLA, 2 years prior to this year in the NPF, and she's finally back in her home state playing for Florida Pride. But the thing with DeSalvatore is no matter where she's been in this world playing softball, she's always brought a big bat.
Well, it should be a good one. The first of two we have for you on ESPN, the Pride and the Racers, when we come back to Whataburger Field here in Corpus Christi.
Hello, I'm Don DiDonatis, Chairman of the Board and CEO of USSSA. In the year 2000, we introduced fast pitch softball to our association with the goal of becoming the nation's premier fast pitch softball organization. Today, we believe we have reached that goal. Thousands of teams throughout the nation are playing in the USSSA fast pitch program. With roughly 6,000 tournaments this season, USSSA is providing a wide range of highly competitive events for our membership. We feature individual age groups throughout our program beginning at age 7 and continuing to age 18, allowing for more competitive and balanced program for our athletes. USSSA also provides local, state, regional, and national tournaments for our teams to compete in and showcase their athletic abilities. And today we are now involved at the professional level with the USSSA Pride. As you can see, USSSA is supporting the game at all levels. We invite you to dream NPF and play USSSA.
Jordan and Kristen Bedard with you from Whataburger Field. The Racers and the Pride, the NPF on ESPN, presented by USSSA. Time to check out the lineups in today's ball game. And the Akron Racers 1-5, still looking for their second win on the year. This is the way their lineup looks. They started off with the former Oklahoma Sooner, Brianna Turang, Schlope at second, Charlotte Morgan with that home run in the 3-hole. Hessen gets the nod in the cleanup hole. Castillo follows her. It's Cito, Garcia, Paculba, and Del Ponte rounding out the lineup today for the Akron Racers, going up against the former Wolverine, Jordan Taylor, getting the nod today for the USSSA Florida Pride in the circle.
Taylor, she does a great job on the mound, and what I like best about her is that her ability to change speeds. Not only can she change speeds, she can also change zones, throwing the ball high and low.
Jordan Taylor coming into this ball game has made a start. She's 1-1 with a 1.56 ERA. She's thrown 9 innings so far, walked 6, and struck out 15. And the defense behind her for the USSSA Pride looks this way, with Bruder getting the start in left field, Caitlin Lowe getting the nod in center field. It's Kelly Crutchman in right. And the infield, it looks this way. Andrea Duran is at third, Natasha Watley at short, Charters at second, DeSalvatore at first, and Kristen Sandberg getting the start behind home plate. Well, it's one of those nights that you want to forget about if you're an Akron Racers fan or an Akron Racers player. Last night, it was a 13-2 win for the USSSA Florida Pride, as Brianna Turang starts off the action. And what do you think about as a player when you have to try to bounce back from that type of effort, Barb.
The biggest thing you want to do is get back out and play. You don't want to have to sit in that loss over a long period of time.
Outside, it's 2-0 to Terang.
The key for the Racers tonight is to come out and have a good, strong first inning. The Pride scored the bulk of their runs in the first 2 innings last night. So they really want to establish themselves early in the game here today.
Missed again outside. It's 3-0. This one is going to be flown to left field, and Kelsey Bruder takes a step or two, and there's one away.
I'm a little bit surprised looking at that swing away on a 2-0 pitch, excuse me. So good aggressiveness by Terang.
So one away, and here is Taylor Schlope, the former Georgia Bulldog. It's amazing when you look at the Racers lineup, because I'm a broadcaster that comes from the South from doing the SEC. It's amazing how many stars they have from the Southeastern Conference, including Taylor Schlope.
Well, the Southeastern Conference, their players really have dominated the NPF draft over the last several years.
Schlope out of Duluth, Georgia, played for Lou Harris Champer. Takes a pitch upstairs, and it's a ball and a strike.
We talk about how the SEC players have dominated the draft, but when you look around the Florida Pride infield, first, second, third, and short are all former UCLA Bruins.
The 1-1 on the ground. Watley over to first. A nice glove there for DeSalvatore, digging that one out. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about in the open. There's so much emphasis sometimes on the bats, but the defense can help you win a lot of ball games as well, Barb.
Defense, no matter what game you're playing, defense plays a big part of it, because defense sometimes not only keeps you in games, it wins you ball games. Excuse me, and I'm sorry, on the infield we have former Pac-10 and Pac-12 members all around the infield, with Ashley Charters from Washington at second base.
Well, there's talent all around this league, that's for sure. Here's Charlotte Morgan, former Alabama Crimson Tide, signed in the offseason with the Akron Racers after being cut by the USSSA Florida Pride. Last year, she hit just 174 in 86 at-bats with 6 home runs and 16 runs batted in. And that's coming off the year prior where she was 3rd in the league in RBI production. Just one of those things that it was an off year for Charlotte Morgan, and the Pride looked in a different direction, and I think Charlotte Morgan had a little bit of a payback last night.
Well, I think any player that gets let go and they have the opportunity to play against their former team and come up with a big hit like that, that has to make them feel good. I'm sure Morgan has been looking forward to this series.
2-0, swing and a miss. Charlotte Morgan, a 2-time SEC Player of the Year in 2009, 2010. Just the 2nd player at that time to receive the honor twice in her collegiate career. Swing and miss there, and the count is even. The 2-2 from Taylor. Ooh, didn't miss by much.
She wanted that one. Nice pitch on the inside corner. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes.
Taylor set. Here's the payoff pitch in the dirt. And how about that at bat for Charlotte Morgan? She draws the walk.
It's a good at bat, and you can see the respect that Taylor has for Morgan's power. And she kept the ball inside, keeping everything tight, so Morgan could not get extended.
Here's Brianna Hessen. Designated player today. And she rips this one down the line, but just fouled. Some nice contact there.
Well, I like what Hessen did right there. She went after the first pitch, which is on the inside corner, and that's exactly where Jordan was throwing Morgan, who's on first base. So Hessen's paying attention to what Taylor's trying to do out on the mound.
Morgan aboard on first. Here's the 0-1. Up and outside, it's a ball and a strike. One and one. Off the outside corner of the plate, 2 balls and a strike.
Taylor just looking a little surprised at the strike zone, and that's something as a pitcher you don't want to display, especially early in the game. You really want to learn the strike zone and what the umpire is calling early.
2-1. Swing and a miss.
Great comeback pitch by Taylor, showing her off speed. Taylor being able to throw her off speed when she's behind in the count shows you how much confidence she has in that pitch.
Jordan Taylor looking for her first strikeout of the ball game. Here's the 2-2. Got her swinging downstairs, and the side is retired. The Racers strand a runner here in the first. We head to the bottom of the first. USSSA Florida Pride coming to the plate when we come back to Whataburger Field.
The road to Orlando is underway, and fast pitch teams from around the country are gearing up for the USSSA Fast Pitch World Series. The top teams in the country will invade Central Florida and compete at ESPN's Wide World of Sports to claim their spot as the top fast pitch team in the country. Each team will be guaranteed a 5-game format, and winners will receive championship rings by Jostens. Go to USSSA.roadtoorlando.com to find out how your team can qualify today.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
Back at Whataburger Field, getting set for the bottom of the first inning between the Pride and the Racers. Let's take a look at the NPF leading USSSA Florida Pride starting lineup in this one. What a start for Kelly Crutchman, 538 on the season. She's followed by Lowe, Watley, Sandberg in the cleanup hole, also hitting 533. DeSalvatore, Bruder, and then Anea coming off a big night last night gets the start as a designated player. Andrew Turan gets the nod at third, and Ashley Charters rounds out the lineup. She's been about as hot as any hitter in the entire league, and it's all about going against your former team this series. And Brittany Mack, who was the #1 overall selection by the USSSA Florida Pride a year ago, now with the Akron Racers getting the nod in this one.
Well, Mack knows the hitters and she knows their tendencies, and I think we're going to look for her respecting their power to see her best pitch, which is the changeup. One thing that makes Mack so successful is her ability to spin the ball, but she's really going to have to stay in the zone and make sure she stays ahead of these Pride batters.
USSSA Pride, 20 runs in their first 2 games against Akron. And that's what Brittany Mack's going to be up against, trying to settle down what has been an explosive offense. And if you date back to when Kat Osterman threw a no-hitter on Tuesday night, the Pride have scored 34 runs over their last 3 games.
I think it's safe to say that their offense is full of explosion, and that's just it with the Pride. Their offense can just put up a bunch of runs at any given time. But the key here for the Racers is going to be a successful first inning, and sometimes you just have to go back to basics, and that's just getting the first batter out each inning.
Brittany Mack gets a called strike against her former teammate, Kelly Crutchman. Crutchman, a real veteran of this league, has done so many big things internationally, at Alabama, and now for the NPF. The 1-1, up and inside, called for a strike. And I think that one of the things that really separates her is her and her center fielder that's batting right behind her, Caitlin Lowe. Both were up in the broadcast booth yesterday, breaking down Caitlin Lowe's batting. She's a great teacher as well.
She is, and most great hitters can become great coaches because they really understand not only the fundamentals but the mindset it takes to become a great hitter. And sometimes just saying those cue words, just a short phrase to somebody else who might be struggling, really may put that batter right back on track.
One and two. And Crutchman rips it to right. And it's caught by Jessica Garcia for out number one. That's a pretty good contact, as you could hear.
Crutchman's got to feel good about the way she's come into this season swinging the bat. Even when she's not getting a hit, she's hitting the ball hard like we saw right there.
Let's take a look at that great defense in the ball game today for the Akron Racers. It looks this way. Brianna Terang getting the nod in left, Taylor Schlope in center, Jessica Garcia in right field. It's Del Ponte at third, Paculba at short, Cito at second, Morgan is at first, and Kaylin Castillo is behind home plate. And whatever they worked on last night for Caitlin Lowe, it worked out because she had a big night last night for the Pride as she reached base in her first 3 innings 3 times with 2 hits.
Well, Lowe's the most outstanding player in the league last year. Coming in, everybody knows who she is. She's somebody that everybody's focusing on. And really, she's going to get going again. Just because she hasn't got off to the best start that she's capable of, her numbers are going to come through the more season goes along.
It's 3-0 to Caitlin Lowe. And Lowe is going to draw a walk. And that's what you can ill afford if you're playing against a team like the Pride. I think that we saw that be the downfall in the broadcast we had on ESPN earlier in the week for the New York, New Jersey Comets.
Well, the Pride's offense is so explosive, you want to make them work for everything that they get. And anytime you put a runner on base and any one of these batters has the ability to hit the long ball, really puts you in a defensive situation.
Here is Watley. What a start to this lineup. You talk about Kelly Crutchman, Caitlin Lowe, and Natasha Watley, 3 players that have spent an enormous amount of time playing this game, not only on U.S. soil, but around the world, as we see Lowe get into second, and she's got a stolen base.
Well, they've all won, especially with international ball, so they have a lot of the winning experience and what it takes to prepare. Yes, they're talented, but a lot of players are talented, but they might not know what it takes to prepare, and I think all 3 of these athletes do.
In fact, Natasha Watley, she takes a called strike, just coming off playing in the Japanese Pro League. Here's the 2-1. Low and away. It's 3 balls and a strike. So Watley, almost just like a college player, she's got a number of reps coming into the season. It's not game 6 here in 2013. She's got 11 more in the first half of the Japanese season. Here's the 3-1. And Watley draws a walk, the second walk given up of the ball game.
It's Good discipline by Watley, knowing what pitch he was looking for and not being overly aggressive.
And let's go downstairs and now check in with a third member of our team, Kristen Bedard. What's happening down there? It's a warm day, isn't it?
It's quite warm down here in the dugout, guys. I'm pretty jealous I'm not up in the booth with you. But I had a chance before the game started to talk to Akron catcher Castillo, and she was saying that this is only her second time catching for Mac. She said they're still building that relationship, and so quite a few times today you're probably going to see her come out to the mound, try and talk to her pitcher, try and build this relationship and make sure that they're on the same page when it comes to what they're calling, what she's throwing. She said this is the team that you see in the beginning is not always the team that you're going to see at the end, and they're going to strive each and every game to get better.
Well, and that communication is so important, especially from pitcher to catcher. We saw it last night with Kat Osterman getting the nod, Megan Willis behind home plate, and how many years did those two veterans get a chance to work with one another? And as pitchers and catchers, you kind of get a good feel for one another as the season progresses about what the other might be wanting to throw at this point, too, I would assume, as we see Kristen Sandberg come in and take a called strike. It's 0-1.
I think it's all about the relationship. You ask any pitcher, ask somebody like Kat who's thrown to Megan Willis for so long. Willis knows when to be hard on her. She knows when she can demand something from Kat. And she also knows when to lay off of her. And just that takes a little bit of time to develop.
Sandberg popped up. And it's called for by Asia Pakul, but it's off her glove. And the Pride have the bases loaded. This is exactly what you don't want, is to give away the extra out. That'll be scored E6. And they're questioning maybe whether it should have been an infield pop-up rule. But I mean, that's the tricky part here, is you don't really have what outlines the outfield to decide that it is or is not an infield fly rule in that situation.
No umpire made the signal. Pacola was behind the second base bag.
And after losing 13-2 the night before, this is not the start you're looking for if you're Akron.
Well, you don't want to give these Pride batters any advantages, and walking two, and if Sandberg gets to stay on first base, dropping a pop-up is definitely not the way you want to start the game, because you put a lot of pressure on Brittany Mack on the mound.
Let's take another look.
See the pop-up, you see Pacola circling back. No umpire makes the call. The ball's hit well behind the second base bag.
And the field manager, Ryan Phillips, for Akron.
Take another look at this replay. The ball jams Sandberg. Pacola goes back. Schlopey's coming in, and clearly Pacola just doesn't get around the ball in time and misplays it, but no umpire signaled that it was the infield fly rule.
So Ryan Phillips will head back to the dugout. And a big moment now for Gianna DeSalvatore, who we told you about in the onset in the open, having another fabulous season here.
This is just a huge situation for the Racers on defense. With one out, the base is loaded. You really want to try to limit the damage.
DeSalvatore already hitting .316 on the season. She's 6 for 19 with 4 RBIs. And hits it down the line. It's a fair ball. Lowe comes in to score. Here comes Watley. And Sandberg is going to be caught in a rundown. And they're going to apply the tag to DeSalvatore, who actually, I believe, stepped on third base So credit to Salvatore with a 2 RBI double.
Well, it's interesting on this play, when DeSalvatore's up, Morgan at first base is actually playing in. And when DeSalvatore drives this ball, it goes right by Morgan at first base. Garcia misplays the ball down the right field line, and everybody starts circling the bases. But DeSalvatore gets caught on third as Sandberg realizes she can't make it all the way to home, and they come up with an easy out on the rundown between second and third.
Kelsey Bruder taking the pitch inside. It's 2-0 to Bruder with 2 outs in the inning. Chopped on the ground. Morgan tags the bag. That retires the side. But a big start for the Pride. They've already tacked on 2 runs on a hit with 1 racer error. The Pride looking to move to 6-1 on the season.
The Louisville Slugger Zeno is ready to take you to the top of your fast pitch game with groundbreaking innovation. The bat features Swing 1 inner disc barrel technology, which allows the bat to flex to its maximum allowable performance level. This bat is game ready from the moment you take off the wrapper. All that combined with a unique sound and great feel are just some of the reasons players love the Zeno. Available now at slugger.com.
Be beautifully powerful and swing the new Zeno.
Hi, I'm Jen Salling, play for USSSA Pride, and I'm here with Team Mizuno. Along with the leather, I've always used the Mizuno bat. Here with me right now is the Mizuno Frenzy. There are 3 things I absolutely love about this bat. 1 is the grip, 2 is the pop off the bat, and 3 is the weight distribution. I feel as though it's distributed very equally along the barrel. I also love the anti-shock technology on this bat. Ever since I've used this bat, I have yet to feel vibration after contact. Nothing performs like Mizuno.
Another beautiful day for fast pitch here from Whataburger Field. 6,000 fans on hand the first 2 nights, and despite what it looks like, we got another packed house today. Everybody just trying to get up into the shape because it is a warm day. It's not an 8 o'clock start like we had the last 2 nights. But we've had great crowds on hand here in Corpus Christi and great support for the NPF.
We're talking to the players before the game and asking them how much do they like playing in this ballpark, and they said they absolutely love it. Not only are they treated well, but just the crowd, the enthusiasm and the excitement of when they're playing. They can feel that all the way down on the field.
Jordan Taylor getting warmed up here as we start off action in the second. It's amazing. Another NPF season kicking off, and what a great start it's been for both the Pride and the Bandits. Starting off just about as well as each team can ask for, and they almost mirror one another as far as their bats and their offense, and what a series that's going to be next weekend.
Well, and not only is it a great series because both are tied at 5-1, there's a great rivalry that dates back to last year's championship series.
Kaylin Castillo starting off action here in the second.
There's so much weight this year on the winner of the regular season. And the owners actually changed the format for the championship series. They voted that the winner of the regular season advances to the final series at the championship series.
A ball and a strike to Kaylin Castillo, the Racers catcher. And you talk about that new format, and it increases how important every one of these games are, because there's a trickle-down effect that you don't want to be fourth. It's a long way to the championship series if you're last in the league.
Well, if you come in third or fourth, the first game of the championship series, they play in one game, and the loser of that game is eliminated. The winner of that game plays the 2 seed, and the loser of that game is eliminated, and the winner of that game goes to the best 2 of 3 against the #1 seed. So that's why winning the regular season carries so much weight, has so much importance.
Castillo trying to get the first hit of the ball game for the Racers, and she's going to draw a walk. Take a look at where we are so far in the season. The NPF standings at this point look this way. We told you about the bottleneck at the top, and it is a big bottleneck. The Chicago Bandits and the Pride both starting off with 5-1 records. Meanwhile, the Racers and the New York, New Jersey Comets, the brand new franchise into the league, still trying to get past the 1-win mark.
Well, the Comets had a great series this week against the Pride, and they lost a heartbreaker. They were trying to pick up their first win, and it came down to an Ashley Charters dramatic bottom of the 7th 2-run home run to win that game.
And then subsequently, they won the next game against the Pride for their franchise first victory, behind a beautiful performance by Olivia Galati, who was outstanding. Getting a glimpse of how good she was in college. It's difficult to be that good against a lineup as star-studded as the Pride, but she was outstanding in that game.
Well, it's nice to see the rookies who were great in college come into the league and give a performance like Galati did against the Pride on Monday night.
0-2 to test Cito up top. And they're going to say Cito is down on strikes and there's one away. So Cito offered at it, and that'll go as Jordan Taylor's second strikeout of the ball game. The right fielder, Jessica Garcia now. Out of the University of New Mexico. Grew up in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Last year she joined the Racers at the end of July.
She had a great career at the University of New Mexico. She has a single season home run record of 24, which she hit in 2012, her senior year.
Strike called, it's 0-2.
Taylor's been working the inside corner. We talk about learning the umpire zone early in the game, and she's getting a nice inside corner, as you can tell by the replay right there.
The 0-2. Up and outside, Sandberg tried to frame it.
Hey, let's go right here, Jordan. Get Taylor.
Racers trying to claw back here in the top of the second. Looking for a little offense here in this series. It's been hard to come by against these Pride pitchers. 2-2.
Taylor doing a nice job. She's using all the quadrants of the zone. We've seen her throw up and down and in and out, and mix in her off speed as well.
Swing and a miss. Got her swinging. Strikeout number 3 early on for Jordan Taylor. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the second.
We talk about Taylor being confident that with 2 strikes, she can come with that changeup and get strike 3, and we see it done right there.
So there's 2 away, and Asia Bakulba now has a chance to make up for the error early in the ball game that helped lead to the Pride's first score. Bakulba, the former Florida Gator. Fouling it back and away.
Hey, right here now.
Grew up in Miami, Florida, then traveled about 6.5 hours north to Gainesville to play for Tim Walton and the Gators.
What a great career she had, finishing her career in the finals of the Women's College World Series.
1-2. Got her swinging. Taylor strikes out the side. Here in the second, she's got 4 strikeouts so far in the ball game. The Pride leading 2-0. And before we go to break, we'll head down to the field and check in now with the third member of our team, Kristen Bedard, and find out what's happening here at Whataburger Field.
Well, thanks, Bernie. Before Whataburger Field opened its doors in 2005, this land was home to a cotton press. Now, to pay homage to the cotton press, Whataburger Field decided to keep some of the original hardware here on property. Out in the outfield, you can see the old steam engine, the old press, and even some of the original structures that help produce the cotton bales. Up in the Cotton Club in the suites, you can actually see an original cotton bale that was produced from this facility. Now, back in 2006, Hunter Pierce hit a home run so far that it took out one of the windows on the original structures. They went ahead and spray painted Bam Bam to remember that he could hit one pretty far.
Hey, you gotta like that. Pretty impressive. There's so much happening at this ballpark. You take a look at the cotton mills out in left field. You take a look over in right field. There's the Bam Bam. Got a window taken out there. Over in right field, they got a water park that you can enjoy.
Well, it's a great facility. Not only is it currently a great day for entertainment, but a lot of history in this ballpark as well.
Was that good?
And
Awesome.
the Pride leading by 2 has another opportunity to add to this 2-0 advantage. And it's a beautiful day, but a warm day for these players playing in South Texas.
It's a hot day. There's a difference playing in humidity in the daytime at 3 o'clock in the afternoon than it is playing the humidity in the nighttime. And it's a hot one down on the field today.
And it's one of those days where you got to make sure that you're taking care of business because it's a warm day. It's a doubleheader. If you're taking a look at the start for the Pride, they had to play 8 games in 7 days because they started their season Sunday, Monday, Tuesday when Akron had already wrapped up their first series. So the Racers got a little extra rest, if you will. Not many days going into the series, but you got to take care of business going in this situation.
You definitely have to stay as hydrated as you possibly can. But one thing I like that the Pride is doing is they're rotating their lineup a lot, so they're not just keeping the same 9 to 11 players in the lineup. Everybody's getting a handful of reps.
Well, and for more on what the players are doing down on the field, check in once again with Kristen.
Hey guys, well you guys are talking about that. It's a very hot day out here. And you can constantly see that as Pride players come into their dugout, they're going for their water bottles, they're going for their towels to help keep the sweat out of their face and stay hydrated. It's probably one of the most important parts is staying hydrated so they can keep playing the game.
There they are enjoying this fantastic facility. The Pride, it's funny because they play most of their games at the spring training home for the Houston Astros. That's Osceola County Stadium. But they find themselves today at Whataburger Field, which is the AA home for the Houston Astros. And the Corpus Christi Hooks, who won the first half of their AA baseball division last night. Francesca Anea will lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Anea had one of those rough seasons a year ago. Former Florida Gator from Woodland Hills, California. Last year she hit just 188, 12 hits and 64 plate appearances. But so far, she started off as a completely different player in 2013.
Well, one thing I think that's helping a bulk of the Pride offense is they are getting additional reps. They're not just coming in for one at-bat. They're coming in and they're either having their own start or they're coming in and getting 2 or 3 at-bats a game. And that's so important for timing as a batter. It's hard to come in and pinch it and just get an at-bat every now and then. But if you can come in and get your timing down and get some reps, you're going to definitely feel a lot more confident.
1-2 to Anea. Grounds it foul. Last night, Anea 3 for 3 in the first 3 innings. The Pride of that big victory, by the way, they scored 9 in the second and almost batted her on twice. This time Anea is going to go down on strikes and count Brittany Mack with her first strikeout of the ball game.
We talk about the spin of Brittany Mack's pitches, and we see it here on this rise ball. Anaya staying aggressive with their swings, but Mack going upstairs.
Andrea Duran taking a called strike.
Duran's one of those athletes. She's so hard on herself, and that's why these women are at this level, because they've always been hard on themselves. But she's saying, oh, I'm doing okay, I'm doing okay. And then you take a look at her stats, and she's hitting over 500 this year. And I'm like, well, what is great if 500 is just okay?
Well, you talk about a player that she won her first NPF championship in 2010 with a Pride, but she was the Pac-10 Player of the Year, named to the All-Women's College World Series team, 2 national championships in 04 and 03, an Olympian. And I guess it's those high demands that lead you to continue to press to get better.
Well, I think that's made Duran the athlete that she is. She had a career average at UCLA of 322. And doing that against that type of competition, you know, really just tells you again her will to prepare for each game.
One and two to Dre as Mack looking for a quick inning here.
Well, there's a lot of talented athletes in this world, no matter what sport. But a lot of them, some people don't like to do the work. They don't want to do the practice, and that's the difference between making it on the pro level. And if you don't want to do the work, there's somebody just, their mouth is watering to take your spot. And they're doing the work. They're right on your heels.
But I think that's where you talk about a player like Andrea Duran, or even we mentioned Caitlin Lowe earlier, who walked and scored the first run of the ball game. She was constantly trying to find a way to get better after she started off in a slump to start the season. And sometimes it could be technical things, sometimes it's mental things. But you're always trying to search for an answer, as you see Andrea Duran draw a walk here in the second.
Mack offering up 3 walks so far this game. Got herself into trouble in the first inning. One thing they've done well defensively, they've gotten the leadoff runner out both innings, which is going to have to limit the walks against the Pride offense.
Ashley Charters now hitting in the 9-hole, and it's surprising to see a player that is this potent hitting the ball, hitting in the 9-hole, because she's got 7 RBIs so far on the season. Some impressive production at the bottom of the lineup. Megan Wiggins right now leads the NPF with 11 runs batted in for the Chicago Bandits, but right behind her, Ashley Charters with 7, and Andrea Duran, who's on first, with 6. And that's the power at the bottom of the lineup. Most of the time you're seeing that production at the top.
Right, and what that says there, that Charters alone to have that many RBIs in the 9-hole, it's saying that the batters before her in 6, 7, 8 are getting on base.
She's going to fly out here. And there's 2 away. Yeah, what a hot start for Megan Wiggins. 563.
She's another player that plays over in the Japanese Professional League. So again, coming in, her timing is down. She's game ready, and her numbers show that she's ready to go.
Here's Kretschmann. She flew out in her first plate appearance. Runner going, and a quick play there made, and we're going to see Kretschmann beat it out for a base hit. And how about Andrea Duran? She was going on the pitch, and she went all the way to third. And so they're on the corners now with 2 away.
This is the second time this week that Kelly Kretschmann, 32 years old, is dumping a drag base hit, making her way down the line. And Duran has great base running recognition as she hustles all the way into third. Kelly Crutchman, I mean, 32 years old and you're still bunting for base hits. That tells you she came in great shape. And she still reads the defense, and if they're going to play her back, she's going to take advantage of it.
Well, she tells me that she feels like she's in the best shape of her career. That's how much she worked in the offseason to get ready for this 2013 campaign. And it's interesting sometimes when you see that the older a player gets, the more they understand the benefits of working out and making sure that they're really fit.
Well, the older you get, the more you might not bounce out of bed after a 3 or 4 game series, but when you're in shape, it definitely makes a difference.
Caitlin Lowe down the line, that's a fair ball. Andrea Duran comes in to score. Crutchman is going to come in to score, and it's 4-0 USSSA. An RBI double for Lowe. Not sure what she saw on film, but she must like it.
Lowe drills it down the line. Scoring too, as she makes her way into second base for an easy stand-up double. And once again, the walk to Duran is a costly one. And you see Crutchman making her way all the way around. But the Racers are not happy with that call of a fair ball. They were all screaming. Morgan, Castillo, Mack.
It was tight down the first base line.
See if we could take a look at the replay. The pitch comes inside and Lowe just turns on it. Morgan dives. It's hard to tell if that ball crossed the first base bag or not from that angle.
So Lowe is on second, and it's 4-0. Natasha Watley takes a called strike. She walked in her first plate appearance. And things looking rather similar to yesterday. Here you played 2 innings, and Lowe, Watley, and Crutchman already have 2 at-bats. Down the line off the glove of Morgan. Lowe comes in to score. And it's 5-0.
The ability of Natasha Watley never seems to amaze me. She's down in the count with 2 strikes, and she takes this inside pitch and gets all of it as she drills it off the glove of Charlotte Morgan at first base. Nice piece of hitting with 2 strikes.
And so it's a 3-run second inning. And Sandberg coming to the plate now. And a 5-0 ball game. The pitch to Sandberg up and outside. It's another big night for Kristen Sandberg. Last night, she was 2 for 2 before Jessica Scholes came in to take her place. Here she's going to fly out to left to Terang. But the Pride tacking on 3 more here in the bottom of the second. 2 innings complete. The Pride leading 5-0 here from Whataburger Field.
The Louisville Slugger Zeno is ready to take you to the top of your fast pitch game with groundbreaking innovation. The bat features Swing 1 inner disc barrel technology, which allows the bat to flex to its maximum allowable performance level. This bat is game ready from the moment you take off the wrapper. All that combined with a unique sound and great feel are just some of the reasons players love the Zeno. Available now at slugger.com.
Be beautifully powerful and swing the new Zeno.
Hi, I'm Jen Salling, play for USSSA Pride, and I'm here with Team Mizuno. Along with the leather, I've always used the Mizuno bat. Here with me right now is the Mizuno Frenzy. There are 3 things I absolutely love about this bat. 1 is the grip, 2 is the pop off the bat, and 3 is the weight distribution. I feel as though it's distributed very equally along the barrel. I also love the anti-shock technology on this bat. Ever since I've used this bat, I have yet to feel vibration after contact. Nothing performs like Mizuno.
Well, they're having a great time here at Whataburger Field. The Pride fans enjoying what they've seen. It's 5-0 Pride early on. 2 Japanese players on the field today for the Pride and the Akron Racers. And before the game, Kristen Bedard got a chance to catch up with one of the newest members of the Pride, Haruna Sakamoto.
Now, Haruna, what has been the biggest adjustment from the Japanese Softball League to the NPF?
こちら日本からこっちに来て一番アジャストしなきゃいけなかったことは何ですか？試合までの時間が短いので、試合までに自分のベストのコンディションを作るのが一番難しいことだと思います。I have a short amount of time compared to Japan. I have a short amount of time to get ready for the game, so I have to be individual and very professional to get the best, to give the best out of me.
Now, what has been your favorite part so far playing for the NPF?
NPF で一番気に入っているところは何ですか？自分が打席に入った時にベンチからみんなから声援されることが一番楽しいです。When I am in the batter's box, I get a lot of cheering from the bench from my teammates.
Now, Haruna, how have you been able to overcome this language barrier?
言葉が通じない時にどうやってそれを克服してますか？常に笑顔でいることです。Always smile.
All right, well, thank you so much, Haruna, and thank you for interpreting Miyako.
You're welcome. ありがとうございました。Thank you.
Well, thank you, KB.
Back to you
She is
guys.
enjoying the ball game. We've seen her get into the contest a number of times, and they talk about the different mindset of playing in the Japanese Professional League to playing over here, the amount of reps they do just before they play. You get to play a lot of ball in the NPF here in the U.S.
Well, when you see the Japanese play an international competition, you look at their pregame warm-up is so extensive, and it is. They're all about repetition, and that's one of the reasons they do everything as well as they do.
Bridget Del Ponte starting off. It's 9-1-2 for the Racers here in the top of the 3rd. They're looking for their first hit off Jordan Taylor. Two and one. And that one's popped up and fell back and away, and it evens the count at 2-2. Jordan Taylor, 3 strikeouts in a row to conclude the 2nd. She's got 4 in the ball game so far. And make it 4 in a row. Strikeout number 5 for Jordan Taylor. And
Taylor had her fair share of strikeouts earlier in the week, but she also was giving up a lot of base on balls. But we see on that pitch right there, she's come with great command of her pitches today.
Top of the lineup for the Akron Racers. Terang now. You know, I think one of the most amazing things when you take a look at how competitive this league is, and I was talking with the commissioner, Sherry Kemp, about it this week, is you talk about a player like Olivia Galati, who led the nation in strikeouts. In her win against the Pride, she struck out just 1. You talk about a girl like Brianna Terang coming in and all the power that she had for Oklahoma, helping lead them to the national championship. It's just a completely different ball game, and the level is a completely different level than you'll see anywhere in the world.
Well, it's no doubt the NPF has the best athletes playing
fast pitch softball. And I think with the talent that has come into the league this year, the owners did a fantastic job scouting out the talent and drafting these young ladies, getting them signed. And I think it just makes, it's going to make for a fantastic season.
Brandon Turang out of Corona, California. For instance, she had 404, and she ended her career ranked 5th in Oklahoma school history in stolen bases and 8th in batting average. And you can see here she's hitting just 143 in her NPF debut, and she's going to go down on strikes. Everything working for Jordan Taylor early on in this ball game.
Taylor doing a fantastic job. She's really in command of her pitches, but what I like is this off-speed pitch. She's catching the racer batters way out in front.
So 5 strikeouts in a row now for Jordan Taylor.
One of the things that Taylor's doing well is she's around the strike zone. So even when she's missing, it's still a tough pitch to take if you're a racer batter.
Schlope grounded out in her first plate appearance. Popped up on the infield. It's a 1-2-3 inning. For the first time in the ball game, Jordan Taylor is cruising right along with 6 strikeouts. Pride leading 5-0.
The 2013 NPF Championship Series is coming to Rosemont, Illinois, August 22nd to the 24th. Come watch the top teams in the NPF battle for the Coles Cup and the 2013 Pro Fast Pitch title. You can get your tickets to watch the best in the game online at profastpitch.com and reserve your seat to watch legends of the game like Monica Abbott and Kat Osterman do battle live at the ballpark at Rosemont. Don't miss the 2013 NPF Championship Series. Get your tickets today.
Hi, I'm Ashley Charters. I play for the USSSA Florida Pride. I choose Boomba cleats because they're the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on. As a triple threat hitter, Boomba's lightweight technology allows me to get down the line quicker. The great thing about Boomba is they can customize any product for you with a huge selection of color combinations. I look and feel great in Boomba cleats, which allows me to beat even the toughest opponent.
Dress like the pros. Get your officially licensed NPF apparel at Boomba.com.
Kat Osterman with a brilliant performance in last night's ball game, and she's becoming a hometown hero here in Corpus Christi. Let's check in with Kristen Bedard with a little more on that.
Hey guys, well when the NPF comes to town, especially a Texas native, they get a lot of coverage. The front page of the sports paper today was all about Kat Osterman's final start here in Texas. However, I talked to Coach JT D'Amico last night after the game, and he said that there is a good chance that we will see Kat entering either today's game or the second game of today's doubleheader.
Well, there you have it. We assume that this big crowd would want to see one more appearance by Kat Osterman. It's amazing if you take a look at the lines and the amount of time it took not only to get her autograph, but the autograph of all the players out on the field last night.
Well, Kat, obviously, her 4 years at the University of Texas, how she's etched her name in the record books, not only in the collegiate level, but the national and international level as well. And it's so great to see her back here in Texas.
Kat Osterman right now leads the NPF with 3 wins. She's struck out 39 so far. Right now that's 17 more than the next best, Monica Abbott. That's how dominating she's been. And you talk about the no-hitter for Osterman, taking the pitch count on the bucket right now. It was her first no-hitter in her pro career, she said.
And that's hard to, it is hard to believe with all the no-hitters that Kat has had throughout her career. She had 20 career no-hitters when she pitched for the University of Texas. I think some people were surprised when they were like, is that Kat's first no-hitter? But a pitcher would know.
Well, she said she tried to think about it for a while. Head coach JT D'Amico left $1 in her locker for the no-hitter. Said that she really liked that one. Probably something she didn't get back in her Texas career. $1 left after the no-hitter.
Yeah, we don't want to break any NCAA violations for paying the players for their success.
3-1 to DeSalvatore. And DeSalvatore is going to draw a walk to start off the third inning. The fourth walk of the ball game for Brittany Mack, as Kelsey Bruder will come to the plate. She's gotten off to a good start as well. Just off the RBI chart this season as far as the top 10 in the NPF. And the advantage that Kelsey Bruder had is she got to help out with Tim Moulton and the University of Florida, her alma mater, all season long on the coaching staff. It always helps to get a couple extra reps and to have your former coach there to help fine-tune things. And Tim Moulton, one of the best as far as hitting is concerned in the NCAA.
Well, Bruder had such a fantastic career at Florida. She was the top player in the country her senior year, and to go back and to be able to work again with the hitting coach who helped give you so much success has got to be a great opportunity.
Brittany Mack looking for her second strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Didn't miss by much. Two and two. This is what you hate to see as a pitcher. You're well ahead, and now you gotta come to Bruder right here as they take another look.
She just misses with that off speed, just misses low.
Payoff pitch, fair ball, pass to diving Morgan. Splitting the defense on the right side.
Bruder doing just enough to get it through. Not trying to do too much with that full count pitch, but taking this inside pitch. It was a little bit out in front, but strong enough to get it through past the diving Morgan at first base.
Number 10,
And the Pride are putting themselves in a position to bust this game open already with a 5-0 lead.
Here's Anea. And the dangerous thing here, Barb, is there's nobody out.
Well, and the way that Jordan Taylor's pitching today, you already think 5 runs is a big hole. Any more than that just might put this game completely out of reach.
Anea struck out in her first plate appearance. It probably is one of the most difficult things for a veteran like Anea, used to having such a big offseason, such a big lead up to playing the game. You talk about how many months you play in college. You have basically your fall ball, and then you have your practices leading up, and then of course you play your full NCAA schedule. The Pride probably had as much practice as anybody had going into this 2013 season, but even at that, it's just a couple of weeks. It's not even a full month like you see in Major League Baseball.
Well, and you have to give a lot of credit to the players who are coming out and they're able to perform. One thing, as you see for Brittany Mack, last year she came into the league and she came right out of college. This is her first year coming and taking the mound, not having that college season behind her. And she's learning quickly that it's a disadvantage to have to get those game reps during a game.
2-2. Got her, called strike 3. Anea struck out for the second time in the ball game. Both of Brittany Mack's strikeout victims.
See her coming on that inside corner, and that's a tight pitch on that inside corner. Nonetheless, Anea goes down.
Andrea Duran. She walked and scored back in the second. And down the line. They say it just foul. That's some tight plays down the line. They've really made Steve McCown, our home plate umpire, work in this ball game.
See, Dre just turned on this pitch by a diving Del Ponte at third base, but the ball does not make it over the bag at third.
She swings through strike two. It's 1-2. Got her swinging upstairs. Back-to-back strikeouts for Mack. And Brittany Mack trying to get out of another jam here in the third. There's two away.
See Mack coming here. Gets Duran to chase it up in the zone. Duran just way out in front. And the thing, you can see how successful Brittany Mack can be in this league. And one thing she did on the last two batters that she struck out is she was ahead. When she gets ahead, she gets 2 strikeouts. And that's what we saw a lot of her last year as well as during her collegiate career. She would always be ahead of the batters. That would give her the most success.
Charters takes a called strike. Getting ahead is so important. Here's the 1-1. Fooled her again. And Charters was so fooled she needed to step out of the batter's box for a moment. One, two, grounded to Cito, over to Morgan. Inning over for the first time in the ball game. The Pride are blank. 3 innings in the books. USSSA Pride leading 5-0 here in Corpus Christi.
Hi, I'm Francesca Nea with the USSSA Florida Pride, and I choose Boomba whether I'm on or off the field because of their quality and selection. Boomba's specialty is their customers. I know anything that I need, I can get it the next day because everything's in stock. The best thing about Boomba's uniform is their breathable material that can keep you dry and comfortable throughout the entire game. I look and feel great in Boomba uniforms, which gives me the confidence to beat even the toughest opponent.
Dress like the pros. Get your officially licensed NPF apparel at Boomba.com.
I dream.
I dream.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I play USSSA. I play USSSA.
I play USSSA. I play USSSA. Come join all of us. Dream NPF, play USSSA.
Back at Whataburger Field, it's 5-0 USSSA as we bring it back for the bottom of the fourth. Excuse me, the top of the fourth. And let's check in now with the third member of our team, Krista Bedard, who's with the head coach of the Racers, Ryan Phillips.
Well, Ryan, Mack looked like she's getting a little bit of a groove right there, striking out 2. What can you say about her performance so far today?
Yeah, she's doing pretty well. She's hitting spots and doing a good job of working ahead at times, but her changeup's definitely coming around, and we continue to do that. We're going to be able to work ahead and keep hitters off balance. We'll see a lot of good things from her.
Well, Jordan Taylor is pitching a pretty good game for the Pride, up 5-0. What are you telling your batters as they step into the box, hoping to produce a little offense for you guys?
Right now, Jordan's doing a phenomenal job. She's doing a great job of keeping us off balance. That changeup has been our nemesis thus far. We got to just stay back and think velocity pitch, and then adjust to that changeup and keep our head on it. But we're going to come around.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Kristen. And I think that's probably the biggest thing is you see Charlotte Morgan come up for the second time facing Jordan Taylor. Is what type of adjustments are you going to make as a team? What are you able to learn from Jordan Taylor? Because her stuff is really good today.
Well, there's a couple things that you can do as a batter. One, you know, if she's throwing hard and you're striking out on the hard pitch, you might just want to pick a pitch or pick a side of the plate. But she's coming with that off speed, and if you have the moxie to do it, you can sit and wait for that changeup and drive it right back up the middle.
1-0, and Morgan into left, and how about the run for Bruder, who makes the snag for out number 1.
There we see Morgan take that changeup. She sat back, just missed it, but she made good contact, and that alone can set the tone for the Racers, that somebody had a good at bat off of Jordan Taylor's changeup. Here we see that pitch coming in, and Morgan just getting it off the end of her bat, and Bruder doing a nice job of hailing it in.
So Bruder making the play out and left for out number 1. Brianna Hessen now the designated player. Saw Sam Martyr most of the series. Hessen struck out in her first plate appearance, but Sam Martyr has gotten off to a bit of a sluggish start here in 2013. Bouncing ball to third. Good glove by Dre across the diamond. 5-3, 2 outs. They make it look easy, don't they?
Well, they're good at making the routine plays, and that's why they're a good team. That's why they're a good team. A lot of people look at them and they'll be like, "Oh, that was a spectacular play." But when you look at them innings 1 through 7, they make the routine plays each inning.
Kaylin Castillo now at the plate with 2 outs. She walked in her first plate appearance. Down and outside for a ball. Sitting 214 on the season. Takes a called strike there and evens the count at 1-1. Jordan Taylor just cruising along in the ball game with 6 strikeouts. She's retired the last 8 consecutive racers, but she misses there, and it's 3-1.
On the last couple innings, you haven't seen Taylor fall behind too many batters. She wanted that pitch right there.
Strike call. The count is full.
You see Castillo taking that hard pitch, 3-1. You gotta wonder if she's looking for that off speed.
Here's the payoff pitch. This one popped up. Charters hovers under it. And back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Jordan Taylor. Cruising right along. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Pride leading 5-0 here from Whataburger Field.
The pack finds its strength in numbers. Moving as one, they are stronger, they are faster, and they will overcome anything that tries to slow them down. Together, they rise. Conquering as one family, they can defy logic. Everyone has a role. The heavy hitters. Those ready to strike. The ones that lead the pack. And those on the rise. There is strength in unity, and together they will all triumph.
head coach JT D'Amico. Now, Coach, Jordan Taylor is cruising so far. How important is it to know that whoever you put in the circle is going to produce for you?
Well, this is the pro league, so everybody you put out there is very, very good, and they always give you a chance to win. And right now, Jordan's doing a heck of a job for us.
You guys once again have the lead with the 5-0 start. What does it say for your offense so far in this ball game?
Well, it puts you not necessarily at ease, but it allows you to kind of settle into the game and kind of get a feel for what's going on. And obviously, it's nice to be ahead 5-0, but we still got some more work to do here.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Bernie.
Thank you, Kristen. You talk about a team where everything has been going right for the Pride, especially down here in Texas. Offense, offense, and more offense. And you talk about having pitchers, JT D'Amico, that can help you win no matter what night you're going after it. But hey, when the bats are exploding like the Pride's offense has been the last couple of nights, it's got to be a pretty comfortable situation to get the ball in the circle.
Well, when your team gives you the offensive support, especially early in the game, it really helps you settle in as a pitcher. What I like is how the offense for the Pride is really just unloading early here in the season, and it's still early. Imagine what they can do if they continue to get better and better.
Here's Crutchman starting off the fourth. Crutchman flew out to right in her first plate appearance, but singled and scored in the second. And Brittany Mack really started to get into a groove to end the third. And right there, Crutchman takes one right back up the middle for a base hit. We'll find out whether Mack can continue in the groove here as we begin the fourth inning.
Well, Mack really was fired up on that last Caitlin Lowe base hit. She really thought the ball was foul. She was pointing. She was really emphatic. And ever since then, she's really dug in on the mound.
Caitlin Lowe, I'm not sure what you saw in the film, but it's worked so far. Walked and scored here in the first, doubled and scored in the second. Trying to bunt to get a board. And she'll take it as a sacrifice. She's got the wheels to sacrifice and still try to beat it out for a base hit.
She's so talented. She's able to do any type of short game. She can bunt, she can slap, power slap, short slap. And here we just see her do her job and move a runner over into scoring position.
And they're at the talk to find out how they want to face Natasha Watley, who's reached base in both of her plate appearances. Watley walked in the first and singled in the second.
Watley has so much game experience under her belt. 4-time All-American at UCLA.
You talk about the Olympics, playing with the professional softball over in Japan.
Talk about the top 3 batters in the lineup for USSSA. All 3 of them had 300 hits in college, 200 runs, and 100 stolen bases. And here they are, batting 1, 2, and 3 for the Florida Pride.
Well, she's got a chance to single in her Olympic teammate, Kelly Crutchman, who's on second with one away. Bunt laid down, and it's foul.
And that's Watley just reading the defense. Last time up, she stroked the ball with 2 strikes on her, but the defense is playing back, and her job isn't necessarily to hit Crutchman in. Her job is, that could be typical for a 3-hitter, but she knows that she has the speed. She can get on base. She's just creating more opportunities for her team to score.
She's got 4 RBIs on the season and an RBI already in this ball game here. One and 2. As Mack looks for her 4th strikeout. Down the line, Morgan corrals it and tags the bag. And there's 2 away. Well, we got plenty of great NPF softball coming your way on ESPN this summer. Just a bunch of great games around the country And coming up later this month, it'll be the USSSA Pride and the New York, New Jersey Comets at 5:35 and 8:35 Eastern on ESPN 3. That one is grounded foul, and we hope you join us for those ball games. Already got a bunch of great softball this week. Barb, you and I, we've gotten 4 games on ESPN.
And great games they have been. Really like those first ones with the Comets and the Pride, and the Comets showing us how talented they are being a first-year team.
And we'll get another look likely on June 29th at that 5:35, 8:35 doubleheader on ESPN at Olivia Galati. She's impressed early on, I'd say. They played at Provident Bank Park as we see Sandberg rip this one down the line. And it's going to just turn foul. Some good contact there.
What I like about Kristen Sandberg is she came into the league last year right out of college, so she had those game reps that we talk about under her belt. But this year she doesn't. She was a coach this year. She coached at LSU. But she's come into the league game ready. Somewhere along the way, she has found time to get the live pitching that she needed, and she's continuing right where she left off last year.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about it in the last game, but you talk about a roster that has so much star power, and here you find Kristen Sandberg, a former Georgia Bulldog, in the cleanup hole of a lineup that has just a plethora of Olympians on it.
Well, and that goes to show you not only what head coach JT D'Amico thinks about it, but also Don DiDonatis, the general manager of the Pride.
Here we go, bud. On Sandy.
0-2 to the Pride's catcher. Popped up, called for on the infield, and caught by Pakulba. Inning over. The Pride blanked in the third and the fourth. 4 innings complete. It's a 5-0 USSSA Pride lead here from Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi.
The Louisville Slugger Zeno is ready to take you to the top of your fast pitch game with groundbreaking innovation. The bat features Swing 1 inner disc barrel technology, which allows the bat to flex to its maximum allowable performance level. This bat is game ready from the moment you take off the wrapper. All that combined with a unique sound and great feel are just some of the reasons players love the Zeno. Available now at slugger.com.
Be beautifully powerful and swing the new Zeno.
Hi, I'm Jen Salling, play for USSSA Pride, and I'm here with Team Mizuno. Along with the leather, I've always used the Mizuno bat. Here with me right now is the Mizuno Frenzy. There are 3 things I absolutely love about this bat. 1 is the grip, 2 is the pop off the bat, and 3 is the weight distribution. I feel as though it's distributed very equally along the barrel. I also love the anti-shock technology on this bat. Ever since I've used this bat, I have yet to feel vibration after contact. Nothing performs like Mizuno.
5-0. Pride lead here from Whataburger Field. There's lots of great things. You see the cotton mill, you got the water park in right field, but I hear they got some great food as well here, Kristen. What do you got down there?
Well, Bernie, I am holding the Babe. MLIB.com had a food fight contest for some of the minor league parks around the country. They had 7 categories, and well, Whataburger Field entered the Babe in the Gut Buster category. Now, this is a cheddar wurst wrapped in a hamburger wrapped in bacon. So we're going to give this a taste. They make 50 of them a game, and they sell out each and every game. I'm kind of excited to try this.
A gut buster and on a busy day here. I haven't had anything to eat, but it appears that, oh, it's pretty good stuff down there. We'll have to see if we can get a Babe up here in the broadcast booth.
That might be her caloric intake for the day. You better bring the best of the rest up here.
The gut buster, how do you like that for MILB? That's Major League Baseball essentially for the minor leagues. And, you know, they talk about the crowds that they have here in Corpus Christi. Some great crowds here at Whataburger Field. And we've had some great crowds again this weekend. Almost 9,000 on hand over the course of the weekend watching this ball game between the Pride and the Akron Racers. And it's good to know on a warm day like this that you can pick up something like the Babe, especially on a doubleheader day.
Yeah, it might be tough to swallow in the middle of the day, but come for the second game, I think they're going to sell out, just like Kristen said.
Tecido fouls this one back. Okay, we're talking about how do the players keep going, the fans and even the broadcasters. We may not need as much water as the players do, but the Babe might help keep us going. It's Cito, Garcia, and Paculba for the Pride. Two and one inside a ball. Here's the 3-1. Make it 3-2. Tecido struck out in her first plate appearance.
Cito, who had such a great career at Georgia, she led the team in doubles this year, but she's seeing the up higher level. It's just a notch higher here in the NPF, the pitching.
The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. And Cito is down on strikes for the second time in the ball game. JT D'Amico going to his bench and bringing in Nakia Williams, former Washington Husky, into play right field. And that's probably the most difficult challenge, I'd say, of being a manager in the NPF, is you got so many stars. How do you get them all in the course of 7 innings?
And that's being a good manager, because all these players are used to playing, coming in from the collegiate level. They're used to playing every game. They're used to playing every inning.
Jessica Garcia struck out in her first plate appearance. This one popped up and fouled back. Ten in a row retired by Jordan Taylor. Taylor with the chance for her 9th strikeout of the ball game. And the Pride pitchers early on just have a big opportunity. We're always seeing double-digit strikeouts, it seems, with this Pride staff.
Well, she has that many strikeouts, and it's only the top of the 5th inning. Just shows you how dominant she's been so far.
Yeah, usually you're just trying to get a strikeout an inning.
It's a great average if you can do that. But it's nice to see Taylor back to her collegiate form that she had at Michigan.
1-2. Didn't miss by much. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See Taylor coming and just missing low on that inside corner.
Two. Foul back and away.
And you look at how Taylor's pitching here, just in this situation to Garcia, she's always around the plate. Even when she misses, it's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes.
Sandberg with the signals. Here's the 2-2. Sandberg thought she got her. Officially, they'll say that it was tipped by Jessica Garcia.
Foul tip, Sandberg trying to sell it. I like the idea of that. But it's a good call as the ball bounced in the dirt. But that's a great job by Sandberg.
Says, hey, I want to ring her up for strikeout number 9. The 2-2 again. Got her swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts. And there's 2 outs here in the 5th.
See Taylor coming in here. If we see her off speed, take that back. That's just a hard pitch on the down and inside corner.
Sam Martyr is going to come in and pinch hit for Asia Pakulba. Martyr's had one of the big bats in the league as far as home runs and production throughout her career. .56 from Boise, Idaho, from Ohio State. Said she looked really good in batting practice earlier today, but she's struggled with the bat so far this season. Martyr just 3 hits in her 17 plate appearances.
She made a name for herself in the league last year, being named the Offensive Player of the Year. She really peaked during the championship series. She had several key home runs, and as a team, the Racers really peaked during the championship series last year. And although they finished the regular season in the 4 spot, they were a team that nobody wanted to come up against down when it came to the finals of the year.
Yeah, she had 8 home runs in the regular season and 3 home runs in the NPF Championship Series. Two and 1, and that goes to show you why I think the great thing that Commissioner Sherry Kemp and the owners did when they came together after what happened last year with the Championship Series was reformatting it this year. In the regular season, it just has so much more of an impact than it ever has before. And you gotta love that when every game matters. Slow roller to third. Durant up with it and plenty of time. And that retires the side. 12 in a row retired by Jordan Taylor. She's got 9 strikeouts in the ball game. The Pride are leading at 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
The 2013 NPF Championship Series is coming to Rosemont, Illinois, August 22nd to the 24th. Come watch the top teams in the NPF battle for the Coles Cup and the 2013 Pro Fast Pitch title. You can get your tickets to watch the best in the game online at profastpitch.com and reserve your seat to watch legends of the game like Monica Abbott and Kat Osterman do battle live at the ballpark at Rosemont. Don't miss the 2013 NPF Championship Series. Get your tickets today.
Hi, I'm Ashley Charters. I play for the USSSA Florida Pride. I choose Boomba cleats because they're the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on. As a triple threat hitter, Boomba's lightweight technology allows me to get down the line quicker. The great thing about Boomba is they can customize any product for you with a huge selection of color combinations. I look and feel great in Boomba cleats, which allows me to beat even the toughest opponent.
Dress like the pros. Get your officially licensed NPF apparel at Boomba.com.
5-0 USSSA Pride lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And you know, it's a doubleheader, so you gotta, if you get the babe down in the field, you gotta save it. And you go half of it in the first half, half of it in the second game of the doubleheader. Is that the plan, KB?
Oh, that's the plan. Though this thing was so delicious, it is taking all of my willpower not to eat all of it.
Big caloric intake.
Well, or she might be saving half of it to bring it up here.
Hopefully she's doing the latter.
A nice day for the NPF softball. We mentioned 6,000 fans the first 2 nights here at Whataburger Field. I mean, the only downside today being a Saturday afternoon is one of the big turnouts here is the NPF, as USSSA is having a tournament here, the Coastal Classic, and I guess that's the downside of having a doubleheader during the middle of the day. during the middle of a USSSA tournament. You just can't get as many players out there because I'm sure they're out playing softball around Corpus Christi.
And I think they'll all start trickling in come for the second game tonight. But a lot of them are tucked away up in the shade. And that's somewhere where I would be if I was down there because it's a hot one.
Yeah, certainly a warm, warm day. The Pride trying to make sure that they can stay under shade as well. That's why it's certainly a challenge to play this time of year in the South. I mean, that's one of the good things for the Pride is they play in Orlando where it's certainly warm, but 93 degrees today, and they say with the humidity, it feels like 100. DeSalvatore, Bruder, and Anea due up for the Pride here in the bottom of the fifth. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Pride. The Racers, no runs, no hits, 1 error so far. DeSalvatore doubled with 2 RBIs in the first, and she walked in the third. Missed on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Three balls and a strike now. All 5 of the Pride's runs came in the first 2 innings. Mack has blanked the Pride in the third and the fourth. But DeSalvatore with a nice piece of hitting opposite field, and that will go as her second hit of the ball game.
It's great hitting by DeSalvatore. She takes the outside pitch, doesn't try to do too much with it. And you can just see her drive it with her lower half and drives it through the 5-6 hole.
So DeSalvatore gets aboard. She says, hey, it's a hot day. Can I get somebody to run for me? And she might be going in to see the babe in the dugout, probably after the ball game. Lappin comes on to pinch run.
I think it was incentive. Kristen was saying you get a base hit, you can have the babe, so DeSalvatore's all over.
That's why she saved half of it. It's Lauren Lappin coming on to pinch run for Gianna DeSalvatore. Talk about another player, Lappin pinch running at first, who is just essentially a jack of all trades. It's amazing what having a Lauren Lappin can do for your team. You see her pinch running at first, but this is a player that can play almost anywhere on the infield, and she can catch, and I'm sure she could patrol the outfield as well, though we haven't really seen her take that spot.
I think the only position Lauren Lappin hasn't played is in the circle. She started off her career as a right-handed batter, and now we see her majority from the left side. And then she used to slap, and then she hit. Now we see her swing away more from the left side.
Hammered foul. It's 2-1 to Kelsey Bruder, who singled in the third. All the offense for the Pride has come at the top of the Pride's lineup. Bruder swings and fouls it back.
Well, with the production at the top, and they have 5 runs in the game on 7 hits, imagine how effective they can be when the bottom of that order contributes as well, and that's what we saw the last couple games.
Bouncing ball to first. Charlotte Morgan goes to second and gets the lead runner. Good heads-up play there. And Lauren Lappin slow to get up, holding that right arm across her chest after a hard slide.
Lappin's a tough one. Don't know if see if she got it caught underneath her. Here we see Bruder just pull that outside pitch. And they go for 2 to Pakolba, and Lappin slides in. She lands on that. She lands on her left arm, but it's her right arm that she came off the field holding, I believe.
Jessica Scholes now, she hit her first career NPF home run last night, pinch hitting in the place of Francesca Anea.
It's always exciting when the rookies break through, and when they break through in big fashion. Last night, another rookie in the league, Courtney Little for the Comets, hit her first NPF home run.
'61 career home runs for her. She's going to ground out to third. That was the most in Oklahoma history and the most in Big 12 history as well. That time she grounds out for a second out of here in the 5th inning. And Andrea Duran comes to the plate. And here is Haruna Sakamoto, pinch hitting for Andrea Duran. Won back-to-back Japanese Softball League championships.
Played 9 years in the Japan Softball League.
1-1 with 2 outs. Sakamoto trying to bunt to get aboard, and she's retired, and the inning is over. Well, we'll tell you a little more about Arumi Kurino in the Akron Racers dugout when she comes back, the very first Japanese player in NPF history.
That one took off pretty good. I'm Lauren Lappin. I play for the USSSA Pride.
And I'm Kaylin Castillo, and I play for the Akron Racers.
Today we tested out for the first time the CF6 Insane, -10. It was awesome.
I know normally people think that in order to get a lot of pop off the bat, you got to have the feedback in the handle, but with the diffusion handle right here, we don't have to sacrifice either or. It's not one or the other. It's going to feel great, and you're going to get that amazing pop, and that's what I love about this bat. That's why I want to get it.
You know, some bats have a sweet spot, but this is the whole barrel with this thing. We'll definitely be having them put this handle on our bats.
That's for sure.
Well, we got to see Sakamoto ground out, and here is the very first Japanese player in NPF history, Arumi Kurino, the first to sign with the NPF, but we're going to get a chance to see her, it appears, sometime in this inning as she gets her bat out and gets set to go to the on-deck circle.
Well, she led the way for the Japanese players. She was the first to sign. 3 others followed her. Sakamoto from the Pride, Watanabe, and Yamada went to the Bandits. But how exciting it is to have some of the best talent join the NPF.
There is Sakamoto in to play third in the place of Andrea Duran. And you talk about all these players in Japan and the United States, the 2 big rivals when it comes to fast pitch. And the hope, of course, that in 2020 those 2 rivals will get to play one another in the Olympics. But now you see them playing in the Japanese Professional League. And just like Watley comes over to play in Japan, they've come back the other way. And I think it's a great sign for Commissioner Sherry Kemp to see how many players from around the world now are working their way into the NPF.
Absolutely. You look at the draft and what the league drafted from the collegiate level, but then you look to add these 4 players who'll make a profession of playing softball over in Japan. Just increases the overall talent in the league.
So Kurino will start off. Action here in the 6th. Against Jordan Taylor, who's yet to allow a hit in the ball game.
Talk about rivalries in the league. Well, how about in the game of softball? Ayumi Kurino was actually In the 2008 gold medal game, she got that RBI single to score the first run for Japan, who went on to win the gold medal. And she got that hit off of Kat Osterman, and they faced each other again last night.
Sakamoto. So it's got to be exciting for those two to have no need for a translator here this series. So those two can have some chit-chat back and forth. Talking to Natasha Watley and some of the Pride players that have gone over and played in Japan, they said that you just get a sense of body language to kind of work your way through. But on both sides, you need a translator because obviously you try to work as hard as you can to learn the two languages. It takes a while.
Well, I like what Sakamoto said. What if you don't understand? She said, I just smile a lot. Can't go wrong with that. Unless you're getting, you know, scolded or something.
Full count. Trying to become the first base runner since the second for the Racers. 12 in a row have been retired by Jordan Taylor. Bouncing ball, Charters over to DeSalvatore, one away.
See Carino just trying to do a little slap hit to Charters. Charters familiar with all the short game and makes an easy play on Carino at first base.
So here's Brianna Terang against Jordan Taylor.
Terang has a great sports history in her family. Her dad was in the major leagues with the Mariners for 6 years, and her mom was a collegiate softball player as well at Long Beach State.
Terang 0 for 2 in the ball game. Puts it on the ground. Watley's going to have to hurry, and she beat it out.
That's got to bring Terang back to her collegiate form. She's got to feel good about that. She knew she put good touch on this ball when she laid it down. And Watley, recognizing Terang's speed, really had to rush her throw.
That's going to go as the first hit of the ball game off
Number 2,
Jordan Taylor.
And I agree to that. Whether it's a short hop at first base and DeSalvatore comes up with a clean lead, I think Terang beats that out.
Taylor Schlope now. Schlope 0 for 2. It's this one towards the gap, and it goes all the way to right field. Williams fires it in, and Terang's going to come in to score the first run of the ball game for the Akron Racers. It's 5-1. An RBI double for Schlope.
Schlope aggressive early in the count. And I like that as she follows Terang's hit with the base hit of her own. And I think she caught Williams. Terang must have caught Williams off guard a little bit because she threw it behind her to second base. And Terang came around to score easily from first.
Charlotte Morgan grounds it to Watley. They flipped it in the air. Morgan's going to get aboard on a fielder's choice on a play that Watley tried to make top 10 on SportsCenter, but maybe should have just gotten the easy out at first, especially with a 4-run lead.
Well, the ball was hit slow, and it was pulling Watley a little bit to her left, so she thought she'd go with the flip, but the flip goes high over to Sakamoto at third base.
So the infield will come together. In that picture, you got 3 that play in the Japanese league. Sakamoto, Watley, and Jordan Taylor all play over there.
This this is one of the great characteristics of the Racers. They never die. They never go away. As they showed them the other night, they were down 8-0. Came back and made it 8-4 late in the game. And here they're pushing. They got runners on the corners with only one out.
Well, the Racers were hitless all the way to the 6th. But in the inning, after 13 in a row were retired by Jordan Taylor, Montalvo's coming in to pinch run at first for Charlotte Morgan. As the Racers now have 3 hits in the ball game. Here's Hessen.
2 out of 3 of those hits are infield hits, and I think Hessen would like nothing more than to bust one out of this infield. Try to push another run or 2 across.
Jordan Taylor's done a good job against the Racers of keeping the ball on the ground. There haven't been many hard hit balls at the outfield, but there's one there. It's going to score Schlope. Montalvo will hold at second. An RBI single for Brianna Hessen, and it's 5-2. The Racers showing some life here in the 6th inning.
And one adjustment the Racers are making is they're swinging early in the count. And that has been the success because Taylor has really dominated, but here on the first pitch, Hessen just takes us down and in pitch and does just enough to drive it through to center field.
Kaylin Castillo at the plate, trying to continue the 6th inning rally for the Akron Racers, who've pushed 2 across the board. Outside corner, a called strike. It's 1-1. Two and 1. Castillo walked in the first. She flew out. Taylor didn't miss by much, but you could see the frustration.
Well, she's having to work here in the 6th inning, and she's gotten that call on the inside pitch most of the game, so she went right back to it when she was behind in the count. Here it comes on the inside corner. Sandberg hardly moving her glove.
3-1. Oh, Castillo thought that she had walked. Almost identical spot, it looked like.
They look very identical. Here it comes again on the inside corner. That one may have cut just a little bit more inside, but there she gets the call. And that's tough on a batter because you need to know the consistency.
The payoff pitch. Foul back and away.
So we've seen Taylor come. Last 2 on the inside corner, goes outside there, and the pitch that's made her successful this game has been the off speed. Could be a big strikeout pitch.
Taylor looking for double-digit strikeouts and said this one is ripped back deep, gone! A game-tying home run for Castillo, and we're tied at 5.
Talk about if batters are paying attention to pitchers' tendencies. All game long, Taylor has come with that changeup with 2 strikes, and she does it again on Castillo. On a full count pitch, she comes with the changeup, and Castillo stays back and gets all of it as she drives it And the Racers have shocked the Pride as they've tied the game here 5-5 in the 6th inning.
The amazing thing was Jordan Taylor went into this inning and she had yet to allow a hit. Instead, now we see 5 hits on the board and 5 runs, and we're tied 5-5 as there's a new pitcher for the Pride. Number 23, Sarah Pauly comes in. This is her hometown. She pitched here for Corpus Christi, for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Now she's on their coaching staff as well.
Well, she's the player that put Texas A&M Corpus Christi on the map as a player. I believe her being called in right here, she is ready for the challenge, being the hometown girl. And there's Taylor getting some water. And we talked about how hot it is here today. We just don't know if she ran out of gas late in this game.
I mean, she was pitching just about as well as anyone we've seen this entire series until the 6th inning. I mean, she has a lot of reps coming in just like the rest of the Japanese players.
Well, and it all unraveled so quickly, not just on Taylor, but on the Pride in general. You're winning 5-0, you think 6 more outs, and the game's over, but the Racers had different thoughts.
Here's Tess Cito. She's 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Pauly comes out throwing gas on that first pitch. Throws it right by Cito.
Of course, the Racers wanted us to continue to keep this momentum against the new Pride pitcher.
Well, the mood in their dugout has changed, and what was players staying back in the shade, they're now starting to come up against the fence, and you have to be excited about that.
Well, Pauly comes in and she gets strikeout number 1. Tess Cito has struck out for the 3rd time in the ball game, and there's 2 away here in the 6th. That ends the bleeding a little bit.
Well, right there, Pauly coming in and putting a little water on the fire, starting to get it out. Shows you the experience that Pauly has.
Bouncing ball backhanded by Wadley across the diamond. Not just enough roll to get it in there. Wadley with some great defense gets Garcia, but how about the inning for the Akron Racers? A home run for Kaylin Castillo, and it's 5-5 our score.
Hi, I'm Francesca Nea with the USSSA Florida Pride, and I choose Boomba whether I'm on or off the field because of their quality and selection. Boomba's specialty is their customers. I know anything that I need, I can get it the next day because everything is in stock. The best thing about Boomba's uniform is their breathable material that can keep you dry and comfortable throughout the entire game. I look and feel great in Boomba uniforms, which gives me the confidence to beat even the toughest opponent.
Dress like the pros. Get your officially licensed NPF apparel at Boomba.com.
I dream.
I dream.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. Come join all of us. Dream NPF, play USSSA.
Welcome back to Whataburger Field. It is a tied ball game in the top of the 7th. Over here in the Akron dugout, it is all smiles after they were able to plate 5 runs to tie this one back up. They are pumped, they are ready to go, they are sending high fives and good vibes to every single one of their teammates.
And on the other side, for the USSSA Pride, it's one of those things where you felt like you had an opportunity to put the game away earlier. Instead, if you think back, they had some opportunities. They just couldn't capitalize against Brittany Mack. And now we see a new Akron Racer pitcher coming in Rachel Fico, the #1 overall selection of the NPF draft in 2013. And LSU, go Tigers, if you will. They're trying to close things out against the Pride.
Well, it looks like it could be the old days of tag team. where Fico's coming in and going to try to finish this game for her teammate Brittany Mack, just like they did back in the LSU days. Fico has a great rise ball, a curve, a drop, and she'll mix in a changeup. But her key right here is to get ahead of these Pride batters who definitely want to try to punch back after the inning they just took out on defense.
Well, you talk about a punchback. This is the girl that did it last time in the big ball game that we had on ESPN on Monday night. Ashley Charters with that 2-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th. Tonight she's 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out in this ball game.
Well, what I like about Charters, besides her athletic ability, is the fact that she doesn't get too high, she doesn't get too low. She always stays very even keel with her attitude.
Just missed outside, it's 2-1. And I think the question mark for the Akron Racers is they saw what happened to Jordan Taylor in the 6th, and despite the fact that she was cruising around, probably one of those things on a hot day, might as well go to your pen and let Rachel Fico try to close things out against the Pride, because it's the first time that these Pride players have seen Rachel Fico, likely, unless it was college against college recently.
Well, I think it's a good call because the top of the Pride lineup has been so successful, although we have a couple changes in the lineup this late in the game, but that's where Max struggled the most in the game, was with 1 through 4.
Nakia Williams entered the ball game in the place of Kelly Crutchman. She's going to hit for the first time here in the 6th. On the infield, a collision, and it's off the foot of Williams. And Charters is going to slide in safely at third, and they're on the corners with nobody out. Seems like a storyline for the Pride. Just about everybody can lay down a bunt for a base hit.
Well, Williams lays it down, and it's one of those pop-ups that's not too high and it doesn't hit the ground right away. And as all the corners charged, it was Castillo behind the plate who did a great job getting rid of it, but threw it in the line and Cito couldn't come up with it cleanly. Charters, being aware, makes her way all the way to third base. And this is what makes the Pride so great, is their ability to answer right back. The Racers come up, they score 5 in the top of the 6th, and just like that, the Pride have runners on first and third with nobody out.
So a big moment here for the #1 overall selection in the NPF draft, Rachel Fico, to desperately use a strikeout against Caitlin Lowe. The Racers worked so hard to tie this ball game back up, and the Pride are trying to steal her right back from them a half an inning later.
Yeah, it's hard to be, to do all that work offensively and then to see the possibility of it slipping away just like that in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Caitlin Lowe has scored twice in the ball game. Walked and scored in the first, doubled and scored in the second, and a sacrifice in the 4th.
Pride have good speed on the bases, so Lowe can do anything. She can do short game here or even hit away.
1-1. Called strike inside. It's 1-2. On the ground, nice grab there at third, and fired across in time. Bridget De La Pont makes the play, and there's one away.
This is a big time play by Del Ponte at third base, because this ball had all the makings of getting through. But she does a great job of moving her feet and extending to come up with the ball, gives a quick look at Charters at third, and makes the out over at first base to get the speedy Caitlin Lowe.
Right back to Fico. Watley is retired. 2 quick ground outs just what the doctor ordered if you're Rachel Fico. And now she has to get an athlete that she faced many times in the big rivalry of LSU, Georgia, as Kristen Sandberg checks into the box here in the bottom of the 6th.
Pico does a nice job of getting ahead, setting the tone. This is a huge situation if the Racers can get out of this, and that momentum could carry up into their offense.
Sandberg is 0 for 3 in this ball game. And she's hit by a pitch there. That is something that she led the NPF in category-wise last year.
Here the pitch comes on the inside corner and just breaks. Getting Sandberg in the looks like the back right thigh. You have to go back and you have to look at that play by Del Ponte at third, saving a run. Because now it's bases loaded, 2 outs. If Del Ponte doesn't come up with that play, Pride would be in a great position here.
Del Salvatore at the plate. We talked about her at the onset and the impact she's made on this team. 4 RBIs going in. She's got 2 RBIs in this ball game. Tack on a couple more. Quick throw by Garcia to home. Not in time. Williams comes in, and it's 7-5 on a 4 RBI day for Gianna DeSalvatore.
Well, this is what makes DeSalvatore so great. She can hit for average, but her big thing is hitting in timely situations, and she gets all of this pitch and drives it to right field. Pride push 2 across, and they're not finished yet.
So DeSalvatore at first, Sandberg at third, and Bruder at the plate. Now they're trying to give the Pride a little insurance, as USSSA is 3 outs away from advancing their record to 6-1 on the year. Upstairs, they say she went. It's 0-2. Excuse me, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got her swinging upstairs. That'll retire the side, but a big comeback inning for the USSSA Florida Pride. Gianna DeSalvatore has 4 RBIs in the ball game. She tacks on 2 more, and as we head to the 7th, the Pride lead by 2.
The USSSA Pride Store has everything you need to dress like the pros. Whether you're in the stadium or you go online to USSSAPride.com, the Pride Store has everything you need to support your favorite team. From replica jerseys, polos, t-shirts, headbands, and much more. Go to USSSAPride.com today and pick up your officially licensed Pride gear.
Gold's Gym St. Cloud, official gym of the USSSA Florida Pride.
Well, we got a good one here from Whataburger Field. The Pride leading 7-5. We're glad you're with us. The NPF on ESPN, presented by USSSA. The NPF is on 16 times this summer across the ESPN family of networks, and we hope you join us. The big one coming up, it's a day-night doubleheader on June 29th as the Akron Racers host the Chicago Bandits, our first television broadcast on ESPN2, NPF on ESPN. presented by Firestone, June 29th. It's 1 p.m. and then again at night at 8 p.m. Sarah Pauly trying to close things out. You talk about a momentum changer. It all started with Sarah Pauly. She came in and closed the door right away, getting Tess Cito to strike out. Here's Bakulba fouling this one back and away.
Pauly showing her experience as she came in the 6th after the Racers had tacked on 5 runs. Shut the door, and we'll see if she can finish the job in the 7th inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 8, 9, and 1. Fouled away.
And if you're the Racers, and if they don't come through and find their way back to win this game, you look at this game and it's 7-5, and just imagine if they fix just basic things of the game, which were too many walks in the early innings, dropping a pop-up with runners on base. You take away those things, it's an entirely different game. So although their win-loss record might not show it, they're really not too far off from where they need to be.
Well, Joe Arrieta said earlier this week that she's the general manager for the Akron Racers. She was coming for the pride.
She's coming.
Some fighting words, right?
She's bringing her speedster. She's bringing a lot of weapons, and she has them. She did a great job in the NPF draft this year. As we mentioned, then not only that, signing free agent Charlotte Morgan, bringing in Ayumi Carino, signing Brianna Terrain.
Charters calls for it. 1 away. So Bakulba retired. And here's Del Ponte, who made that brilliant defensive play. That save what could have been an even bigger top of the 7th. One and 0 to the Racers' third baseman. That one really tight on the infield, but Charter's able to maintain her composure. Tosses it over to first, and there's 2 away.
This is a great way for Pauly to respond. Her team comes up, they give her a 2-run lead, and she comes out and she attacks the first 2 batters here in the 7th inning.
So the Pride are 1 out away from advancing their record to 6-1 on the season. Terang takes a called strike. It's 0-1. She started the rally an inning ago with the first hit of the ball game off Jordan Taylor, and she's going to be the final out here. Charters tags the bag. A thriller here. The Racers bounce back from a 5-run deficit, but the Pride tack on the 2 final runs they needed to secure the ball game as they win this one by a final score of 5-7. A big win for this Pride team, just showing, and it's the same thing we saw in the New York, New Jersey Comets game earlier this week with Charters coming back with that 2-run home run, the heart that this team has. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up in our first of 2 here from Whataburger Field. Pride win it 7-5.
Hello, I'm Don DiDonato, chairman of the board and CEO of USSSA. In the year 2000, we introduced fast pitch softball to our association with the goal of becoming the nation's premier fast pitch softball organization. Today, we believe we have reached that goal. Thousands of teams throughout the nation are playing in the USSSA fast pitch program. With roughly 6,000 tournaments this season, USSSA is providing a wide range of highly competitive events for our membership. We feature individual age groups throughout our program beginning at age 7 and continuing to age 18, allowing for more competitive and balanced programs for our athletes. USSSA also provides local, state, regional, and national tournaments for our teams to compete in and showcase their athletic abilities. And today we are now involved at the professional level with the USSSA Pride. As you can see, USSSA is supporting the game at all levels. We invite you to dream NPF and play USSSA.
A big win for the USSSA Florida Pride behind the bat of Gianna DeSalvatore. She finishes the ball game with 4 RBIs, helping propel the Pride to a 2-run win. She's standing by down on the field with Kristen Bedard. Let's check in with her now.
Thanks, Bernie. I have Gianna DeSalvatore here. You had a 4 RBI day, including that clutch hit in the bottom of the 6th. What was going through your mind when you made contact in that one?
Well, I love situations like that with the game on the line. The biggest thing, you just got to stay in your zone. I already knew she was a rise ball pitcher, so just get my hands to the ball, drive down through it, and I got a pitch, and that's what I did.
You were also able to do quite well with Mac today when she was in the circle. What type of pitches were you looking to hit from her?
Well, she has a lot of off speed, so you kind of have to see it a little bit deeper, so thinking more opposite field. So that was the plan.
Now, how much adversity does this show from this team that you were up 5, they tied the game up, and then you guys were able to battle back for the win?
Yeah, it's good to get tested because once championships start, the games are going to be a little bit tighter, so it's good to have that feeling, that pressure, and I think we did pretty good with that situation.
All right, thank you, Gianna. Congratulations on the win. Back to you, Bernie.
Well, a big come-from-behind win in some ways for the Pride after the Racers come back and tie the ball game. They show their heart once again, and DeSalvatore, we said at the beginning, the biggest pickup probably all around in the league, and she's showing you why again today.
Well, I like what DeSalvatore said right there, and that was they were tested. But the thing about being tested is that the Pride responded.
Well, we'll have Game 2 of our NPF on ESPN, presented by USSSA. Doubleheader coming your way at 5:30 local time, 6:30 Eastern. Until then, we hope you'll join us in about 45 minutes. For Barbara Jordan, Kristen Bedard, and our entire crew, Bernie Gunther saying so long from Whataburger Field. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.